Hello, good afternoon to our listening and viewing audience this afternoon. I know you're waiting with bated breath to hear what's happening in the weather update this afternoon. Um, I myself am curious. So we're just happy to have you listening and viewing this afternoon and with us this afternoon to share the weather update or bring the weather update to us is none other than your friend, the meteorologist, Lenard Josiah. Welcome, Mr. Josiah. How are you doing?
Hey, good afternoon to you, my brother. Good afternoon to the listening public of Antigua and Barbuda and beyond. And certainly, we had a great day, wasn't it not? So, my brother had plenty of rainfall this
Absolutely,
morning. Did you
absolutely,
get some of
absolutely.
that? Oh
I'm
man,
sure,
it was.
sure. I almost didn't get
Yeah.
out to go to work.
Oh man, it was that. Look, it was that heavy around Old Road. We had some good downpours, and for me personally, I couldn't get enough of it. I said to myself, it just ended just too soon,
Just to,
and yeah, just too soon. But you know something, I can say that in terms of our forecast, it looks as
yes.
though some more rain is in the forecast for tonight.
Ah,
So
beautiful,
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah, definitely,
That's
definitely,
good
those
news.
individuals. Oh, talk about good news. That's definitely good news. And especially for the farmers, man. The place was just so dry and hard. And to get some
Absolutely.
good, welcome rainfall is definitely good in store for us. So, in terms of what happened today, a tropical wave moved on by. And with the tropical wave, it found some localized enhancement. And with those localized enhancements, it gave way to what we call deep convective activity. And that deep convective activity, when you have clouds growing deep into the atmosphere, it can produce some torrential rainfall and some gusty winds. So all that took place in store for us. All that took place across Antigua and Barbuda today. And for the next 24 hours, 24 to 36 hours, there is some indication that yet another tropical wave will come on by. As a matter of fact, if I can go straight on
Ah,
to sharing my screen so that you could see exactly what I'm talking about. Some of the clouds that you saw today, now in the vicinity of the of Puerto Rico, right here. See, you can see most of the clouds are in this general location right now, and those clouds are now moving towards the west. But take a look at what behind. We have this whole line of clouds here. It's advancing towards us, and the anticipation is that this line of clouds will get into us sometime during the course of tonight. So I'm really, really looking forward to seeing that we can have some what we say. We can have some good showers and
some good
some
showers.
night showers. Some good showers, and that's in the forecast for us. So we're looking for some showers tonight.
So that is a tropical wave that's being that across, you said.
That's
So
right.
what's happening to
Tropical wave.
Gonzalo?
Gonzalo. Well, let's catapult right into what Gonzalo. During the past 24 hours, Gonzalo really strengthened and the winds got up as high as 65 miles an hour. And during the course of today, some drier air moved over the system or moved into the environment of the system. And with the dry air entraining into the system, the cloudiness and the showers and the gusty winds, etc., that it really had, it suffered today. So you're not seeing too much in the way. And here is a satellite picture. And let me go right on into the annotation here so you can see this is Gonzalo down here. All this cloud down here. The cloudiness right here is indicative of where the center is. It really does not have the good cloudiness that it had yesterday. And because of that, because of the drier air that's funneled into the system. Nonetheless, it's forecast to continue to move towards the west-northwest or generally in the vicinity of Barbados and the southern Windward Islands. And as it moves towards those areas, we are likely to see that the cloudiness and the showers that is associated with it is likely to move on by those areas during the next 24 hours. Now, forget about my scribbles here that's on the site right now. but you will see that the general track is towards the southern Windward Islands, become a hurricane tomorrow during the nighttime tonight, and that is the likelihood for it to become a hurricane just south of Barbados, impacting those islands, and weaken some as it passed through the southern Windward Islands into the Caribbean Sea. So really and truly, the more likely path is over St. Vincent and the Grenadines as a strong tropical storm. The worst case scenario that it can come far north as St. Lucia, and if it does so, we can see some cloudiness and some gusty winds across us. But nonetheless, during the passage 20 to 36 hours, we are likely to see that we will have some gusty winds and some showers alongside with it. But by and large, this is going to be southern windward Islands, Barbados, and the lesser extent as far south as Tobago. What I can say to you right now is reading the what we call the bulletin, we would have that tropical storm watches are now in effect for those islands. And with those tropical storm watches or warnings mean that those areas towards the south continue to be likely impacted by this storm. Those in the for those interested in knowing the latest position, as of 5 p.m., 9.8 north, 49.4 degrees west, or about 810 miles east of the southern Windward Islands. Maximum sustained winds at 60 miles per hour. Presently, it's moving towards the west at 13 miles per hour. And the watches or warning goes like this. A hurricane watch is in effect for Barbados, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, while a tropical storm watch is in effect for Tobago and also for Grenada. So really and truly, my brother, this activity is really for the southern Windward Islands and to a lesser extent Tobago. So we're going to see those islands be impacted by tropical storm conditions and heavy rainfall.
Well, my follow-up question is that I'm going to name the media institution this afternoon, organization, but I listened intently their forecast this morning. It was not done by local forecaster, but they are saying that the models are showing that it could turn and to come up like going to Puerto Rico. And so sometimes I know when these weather systems are out, there are various models. And so I was just wondering what is your opinion on the other models? As it say, how likely is it could turn out that way?
Great question. I love that question so much because in terms of forecasting the weather, we really depend on a lot of computer models. These computer models, sometimes they are assigned to the United States model is the GFS model. The European model is the ECMWF. And by the way, that has been known to be one of the more accurate models. Then you have the UK matches England model, then the Canadian model. All the models they put together and they form an ensemble. And what you do in this ensemble one, you see exactly where they are and the mean path. Well, the European model, being one of the flagship model for its accuracy, suggests that Gonzalo will more so weaken tonight, going down into tomorrow and stay south of the area, while the United States model suggests that there could be a little bit more component to the track. And so these are back what the Americans are saying, but by and large they all come together to form what we call the track modeling. And if I might go again one more time, to form what we call the general track of the forecast. So when we say the general, the more likely right, we had a little dropout right there, but but those modelings, as we can continue, The forecast track models normally put together show the mean path as what we are seeing here. And those models, as I just mentioned, from the United States, Europe, England, Canada, Japan sometimes, but all those models put together bring to what we call a collage. So some of the models does show, some of the models do show that there could be a more northerly path, while some of the models are suggesting that there could be a southerly path. Those mean path between those models giving us the forecast track this afternoon. That is what we are saying right now, and that is what we should hold on to.
Okay, so still keeping, and most time our meteorologists are accurate, and sometimes we get disappointed when they're not, but human. And so I was just asking as it pertains to that this afternoon. So I want to thank you again for the weather update.
Well,
I'm looking
for before you go, brother, there and right after Gonzalo, as of 2 p.m. this afternoon, another active tropical wave has emerged off the coast of Africa. Now, as I said to you, this is going to be a little bit more interesting also. Let me share the screen one more time quickly, just so you can see exactly what's going on with it. This is a shared screen. So the National Hurricane Center says Gonzalo is down here, but take a look at what's emerged right off the coast of Africa. It's another area of disturbed weather, and the National Hurricane Center is suggesting that some development of this system is possible when it reaches the Western Tropical Atlantic early next week. Now, here is what we're looking at. What we're looking at is, as it moves towards the west, take a look at what's likely to happen. When it comes right into this hatched area here, sometime during the day, sometime early next week, we could see some development taking place one more time to the islands, to the area just east of Antigua and Barbuda and the east of the Eastern Caribbean. So residents of our Twin Island state, as we say that Gonzalo will pass on towards the south, but we would want for you to continue to monitor the tropics, because another area of disturbed weather has emerged off the coast of Africa, more likely for it to develop during the course of next week. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that during the course of the weekend for sure.
What's interesting for me, as a layperson, looking, it's coming right in the same path. Where Gonzalo is, it's coming off the African coast and headed to that area. How often do we get them starting that area of
the global area from
yes.
this time? No, we are normally getting into the peak of the hurricane season. So it's really transitioning to the African waves. So it's really not outside of the norm for us to be having active tropical waves move off the coast of Africa this time of the year. But we are definitely having these activities being ramped up. So you're right that we can be looking for that same area that Gonzalo is in to spawn some cyclone activity into next week. So our eyes going to be peered out towards the east and monitor that area of disturbed weather as it moves towards the west and be in our vicinity sometime next week.
Hopefully this is my final question. Would that Gonzalo being ahead of it weaken or lessen the chance of it becoming another storm or possibly a hurricane?
No, it will not. No, it will not. Because the atmospheric conditions way out. Remember, these two systems are separated almost by 1,000 to 1,500 miles of water. So as Gonzalo races towards the west, he will be out of the area sometime during the course of the weekend and move on towards the west. And that area of disturbed weather will find itself within the favorable domain of the atmosphere, and he will feed off the warm ocean and favorable light wind shear, etc. So we will be monitoring it. So those two systems should not necessarily impact or negatively impact each other. They're going to be sufficiently apart for that disturbance to have its own environment for it to breathe. So we're going to be monitoring it for sure.
Any word, I know it's not going to impact us, but up in the Gulf of Mexico, has that dissipated?
No, it's actually tropical depression number 8 right now. Tropical depression number 8 is forecast to become a tropical storm within the next 12 to 24 hours. And that storm is likely to impact the Texan coast sometime during the day, so sometime during the next 24 to 48 hours. That's another tropical system as it moves onshore of the Americas in the next during the course of the weekend. So this tropical depression number 8 forecast to become a tropical storm.
Well, it was good having you again this afternoon to bring us a weather update, and we really appreciate the effort you make. And even now, more so, it's so critical for you to keep us informed. I think I heard somebody saying the distance between the weather forecast when weather is out is a little questionable. So they want to be informed. So we're just filling in the gap until you guys get it going in the evening on the national media. So I want to thank you again for coming out this afternoon and for giving us such a comprehensive overview of the weather today. Thank you very much. May God bless you.
And God bless you too, my brother. Okay.